Hey there. This is an exciting video. We are going to be talking about the 5 pros and cons of living in the greater Sacramento area. We're going to cover a variety of things from the weather, the culture, the activities, the housing market. It's going to be amazing.
I think you're going to want to stick around for number 4. It might surprise you. Before we dive into the pros and cons of living in Sacramento, we want you to like and subscribe to our channel.
Check it out. Click below. You'll get the bell when we have new videos. We're going to be doing them every week.
And comment, let us know, what do you like about Sacramento? Before we go over the pros and cons of living in the greater Sacramento area, we would like you guys to like and subscribe below. Okay, for pro number 1, if you are a foodie, you have come to the right place. The greater Sacramento area has a variety of things to choose from.
Some of the things that I love, I know Laura does as well, is this is known as a farm to fork capital. The whole region, Sacramento's known for it. The whole region, we have a lot of agriculture in the area. You can go to restaurants, there's breweries, there's a variety of places where they actually grow their own food. They bring it right to the table. They're preparing it for you right there. Another great thing all over the region are food trucks. Food trucks are so cool.
Yes.
Doesn't matter whether you're down in the city. They have a whole section in the city in Sacramento.
And they're good. They're super good. People love them.
And the variety. You want to have fresh lobster. You want to have fresh Mexican food. You want to have Thai or Indian food. They have everything. So it's so much fun. Definitely pro number 1 is the food scene in the greater Sacramento area.
Yes, agreed. And you can actually rent those out for parties if you want, which is another magical thing.
Okay, and now we're on to our first con.
Shaka Khan.
That's what it is. It's Shaka Khan. I love this. So, hey, our first con, we're going to talk about allergies. A lot of people have talked about this whole greater Sacramento area. There's a lot of pollen in the spring and the fall. Some people are really, really affected by allergies, while others are not. And I personally have some family, some friends. My wife suffers from allergies, and a lot of people, there's ways to treat them. Depends on the season, but this is not as bad as you might think.
No, it's not. And another thing is, you can go to a local farmer's market. You can get the honey that is from local farmers, and you just take a teaspoon, and that actually does help tremendously.
So while it is our first con, allergies are a big thing here. It won't affect you all year. There are things you can do to make it better, but it's still so worth checking out this area because you will love it and you will get used to it if you need to. Okay, now on to pro number 2. And we kind of are in the real estate market. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
We both think this is an amazing area for real estate. There is so much development. There are new houses being built everywhere. Whether you want to live in the city and you want that city life, or you want to live more out in the country, there are new developments going in everywhere. And even with, Laura can speak to it, a reduction in inventory, a lot of people saying there's not enough homes on the market. I think we have an amazing opportunity for people that are trying to buy a house because there's more inventory than you'll find in other parts of the state.
Yes. And I feel like there's opportunity for people to get in now. Even with the rates with where they're at, I feel like there's many opportunities to get in, get great terms, get things fixed that you normally wouldn't. So I personally think it's a great time to buy. Con number 2 would be highways. And while people think there's a lot of traffic, it's not too bad. If you know where you're going and you can plan that out appropriately, you'll get to your destination in time.
A lot of what they're doing right now is improving the infrastructure. We have some major projects going on some of our major highways. Highway 50 right now, which goes from Sacramento up into El Dorado County into South Lake Tahoe. They're doing a lot of construction on that. But again, they're doing it to improve the infrastructure, expanding the HOV lanes, adding some lanes. So while for sometimes it's a bit of a nightmare in traffic, long term, it's going to be much better. That's something they've done a great job in the greater Sacramento area is plan ahead and plan for the roadways. We're in a beautiful development up in Rockland, California at Whitney Ranch right now. And they've done an amazing job building all the roads and the highways before they started building the homes.
Which is smart. That's really what you want.
So while some people say, oh, the traffic is terrible, trust me, the traffic here is nothing compared to the
LA.
big cities, LA, San Francisco.
Dallas.
So this is fantastic. So while it's a con, we like to find the positives in the con. So
that's correct.
There you have it. All right. Now on to pro number 3. Proximity to getaways. we are Greater Sacramento area is right in the middle of everything. It really is. If you want to drive over to San Francisco, go to the coast, go check out Carmel, or you want to go down and watch golf at Pebble Beach or play golf at Pebble Beach for that matter, or you want to go to Lake Tahoe, there are
Go
so many
skiing.
things.
Yes.
Yosemite, the national parks, we're close to Yosemite. Like I said, Lake Tahoe, the Desolation Wilderness. There's so many amazing attractions and things that you can do around here. I learned this when we were doing the research. I did not know that in Sacramento, it is the oldest art museum west of the Mississippi, is right here in the Greater Sacramento area. I didn't even know that. So there's so much cool stuff here and so many things that you can do. Laura brought it up. You want to go? Hey, I want to go to Cabo for the weekend. Sacramento International Airport is right here, and yes, it's an
Just hop on a
international
plane. You're there.
international airport right
Yeah.
here. It's easy in, easy out, great parking. In fact, they just announced another massive expansion. They're doing a whole new terminal, so that's going to be fantastic to improve the travel in and out of the Sacramento area.
And we are moving to con number 3, which is kind of the elephant in the room. It's the homelessness issue that, you know, a lot of people face. And it depends on what area you're in. It's not everywhere. But there's opportunities for people to get involved and help those people in need, to be honest.
I think while it's been brought up, people will talk about, the homeless problem is big, it's growing, and unfortunately, there are people that are suffering homelessness, and
Yeah.
it's not. I feel bad for them, but there are a lot of services in this area. They really reach out, they try to take care of them.
Yes.
But just because you may go to one area and you see a lot of homeless, it doesn't mean that it's going to affect.
It's not all.
It's not everywhere, and it doesn't affect your lifestyle everywhere that you go. So
Yes.
depends on what you're interested in, what services you maybe want to volunteer for to help. It gives you an opportunity to give back to the community if you'd like. But it is something you need to consider. Depends on where you want to live, the lifestyle that you live yourself. So again, we're talking about the Greater Sacramento area. So it varies from city to city, town to town, county to county for that matter. So definitely worth checking out, but something to consider when you're looking for a place to live, raise your family, and your lifestyle. All right, and now for the big surprise, number 4. And what's weird about this, number 4 is a pro and it's also a con, depending on who you are. We're going to talk about the weather, the climate. A lot of people refer to this Greater Sacramento area as a Mediterranean climate. I didn't know this, but the average temperature in the Greater Sacramento area annually is 61 degrees, with an average low of 39 and an average high of 94.
Which is great.
That's throughout the year. Last year, 2022, was a big deal. They actually had 17 days that the temperature exceeded 100 degrees in the summer. So some people say, oh, that's just too hot.
Okay, but if you're at the beach.
That's okay. We have beaches on the lakes.
Okay, so but if you are at the lake, does it matter? You want it warm. Or if you're at a pool, as long as you're not out digging ditches in those super, super hot days. But for me personally, I love the heat. I'm like, you see the lizard on the sidewalk? That's me. As soon as it warms up, I'm like so grateful. And it's at the end of April right now, and it's like flip-flop weather. It's like perfect weather.
This is an amazing climate. So while some people say, oh, you move to Sacramento area, it's going to be too hot and you're not going to like it. This isn't Arizona where they say it's the dry heat.
Right.
This is a comfortable heat. And I like to think of it as a pro. Some people refer to it as a con. Again, there are some hot days here, but the average, keep in mind, the annual average is 61 degrees.
Which is not bad.
The average high is 94. Yeah. So definitely worth coming at different times of the year. If you've not lived here, you're thinking about moving here, come all 4 seasons and see it. Now, we're not the East Coast where we have amazing colors, maybe downtown in Sacramento, which, by the way, Sacramento is known as the city of trees. So you will see leaves change colors.
But up in the foothills, though, I feel in the foothills, I mean, the leaves are so beautiful. They do change.
It is. It's gorgeous. So I recommend coming and checking it out. Enjoy the weather all 4 seasons. You got to go check out our wine country, too, in the foothills, Napa. Some of the best wine in the world.
And Lincoln, which is in the Greater Sacramento area. So Lincoln has a whole wine trail, which, I mean, we can do a whole segment on that.
We're going to talk a little bit about the attractions coming up, but we just wanted to touch on the weather. Reason it was such a big deal, it is a pro and a con, depends on who you are and what you like.
And we are on to con number 5, which would be the growth in the greater Sacramento area. And a lot of people feel like that has a negative spin. They don't want the growth. But we feel like a lot of the growth is super, super positive, like the expansion of the airport. Another example would be in Loomis, which is super close to Rockland, they have a Costco going in. And to me, if I lived that close, I would be delighted because I wouldn't have to go into town, fight traffic. But other people that have lived there, they don't want it that close. What are your thoughts?
I agree. I mean, it depends on your perspective. It
Yeah.
depends on how far do you have to live, go drive for your services.
I'm
Um,
about convenience.
I think most people are. You touched on the airport. I mean, that is a big deal. And I know
Yeah.
people are concerned because they've already been through one big expansion at the airport,
Right.
which they added a whole terminal. It's fantastic. It's really improved air travel in and out of
Yes.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
This third terminal, they're going to have more parking. They're going to have a hotel, expanded restaurants. It's going to take a little while. I think it's a 4 to 6 year project. So it will impact travel a little bit coming in and out. They've
Yeah.
assured the community that it's going to be as minimal as possible. But think about the end game. If you decide to live in the greater Sacramento area and you want to travel, you want to go see your family, your loved ones, your friends
I
across
think it's a
country,
positive thing.
I love it. And the
Yeah.
fact that, again, this is an international airport for people that
Correct.
like to travel abroad. You want to go to, Europe, wherever, you can actually fly into Sacramento and go through the U.S. Customs here. You don't have to go check in somewhere else, catch another flight. There's a lot of flights that come right into Sacramento. So
That's a win-win.
the growth and the expansion, for some people they're concerned, but all in all, this is the growth is a good thing if
Yeah.
managed well. And I have to say, the greater Sacramento area has really, really done a great job with foresight and planning on how it's going to make all of our lives better in the future.
I agree.
All right, now we're on to what we both feel is probably the biggest pro, number 5, and that is the recreation and activities in the greater Sacramento area.
Tons of stuff to do.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't matter the time of year, the age group, there are so many things to do. We did a little research. We both lived here for a long time. I've been in this greater Sacramento area for over 30 years, and I did not know certain things, others I did. Did you know that the Sacramento River is over 384 miles long, and it is the largest freshwater supply source in the entire state of California? I thought that was amazing. I also know they have nearly 1,000 miles of waterways in the California Delta. I've been on the Delta many times, used to have a big boat there. You could drive from Stockton all the way to the San Francisco Bay and out under the Golden Gate Bridge. Not a lot of places can do this. It's the most inland port on the western United States is right here in Stockton, California. Who would have known?
Okay, this is one I was unaware of. I had no idea that in the greater Sacramento area they had 15 recreational lakes. That actually was quite a surprise to me.
So think about it, whether you go to Folsom Lake,
Yeah.
you can go to a variety of different areas, but if you like to fish, you like to water ski, wakeboard, just hang out.
They have Wakeboard Island.
They have so much to do here.
And not to mention, they have a million golf courses. And if you like to do paddleboarding, you like to do kayaking, hiking, I mean, honestly, there's no reason why you shouldn't get outside and enjoy all of these activities. Okay, another one is concerts. Everybody likes to go to concerts. And there's one in Lincoln at the casino. They just revamped and opened up, and it's amazing. So that'll be indoor. So whether it's super, super hot or super, super cold, it doesn't really matter. You're able to take advantage of all of these great people coming our way.
We also have the outdoor amphitheater up in Wheatland, which is an amazing location, adjacent to the Hard Rock Casino as well, and they have venues, indoor concerts and things there.
Oh, and Harvey's.
Harvey's, South Lake Tahoe.
South Lake Tahoe.
Another great outdoor amphitheater, huge concerts, some of the biggest entertainers. And of course, right here in Sacramento, they completed the Golden One Center. Amazing concerts and shows there. The point is, there are so many things that you can do in this area. It's so worth checking out. Again, whether you like the outdoors, the indoors, museums, hiking on trails, riding your mountain bikes, riding horses, whatever you want to do, you can do it in the greater Sacramento area.
If you found this very entertaining and helpful, check out our videos above. We have tons of more information to provide at a deeper level.